Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Sorry if I look a little crazy, but I've just been lying out in the sun. It is the most glorious weather, but I guess a little disclaimer, that also means in order to film this and not become a ball of sweat, I guess is the nicest way I could put it, is I need to have my window open, so I'm not sure how much of the noise outside you're going to be able to hear. I do have my microphone on, but I live in quite like a residential area. There's a lot of kids. The weather is like 26, 27 degrees right now, which is prime time for kids to be out in their gardens, so I do apologise if you hear that noise, but it really can't be avoided. And honestly, kids having fun, who doesn't love the sound, you know? But I am really excited for today's video because I'm just in a great mood. I freaking love the sun. It's a nice day. I thought I'd come on here and talk about all the things I've been loving recently. Obviously a lot of us are in the same boat. We're stuck at home in lockdown or isolation or quarantine or whatever you're calling it these days, and there's a lot that we can be down about and focus on the negative and everything like that, but there's also a hell of a lot to be thankful for, and there are definitely some things that I have coming up in this video that have helped me get past those negatives and kind of see the brighter side or focus on the joys in my day and things like that, which I just thought would be really fun to share with you. Also because in my heart of hearts this kind of reminds me of the throwback YouTube when everyone was doing monthly favourites, and I freaking loved those videos. I don't know why, I was just kind of obsessed with seeing what everyone was loving, seeing all the new trends and things coming up. So I just wanted to have a little, I don't know, pay a little tribute I guess to the throwback of YouTube. But I'm going to stop rambling and get into it. My SD card just ran out of memory. Great start to a video. Let's go. So I guess the first thing I've kind of already touched on, but is something I have been loving recently, is just the weather in general, and being able to go out and sunbathe has been really great. It was quite tricky to start with because as soon as it hit 18 degrees, like, I am sunbathing, you ain't gonna stop me. But my garden only had like 2 hours of sunlight a day, and we also share that with our neighbours who have little children, so I'm more than happy for them to use that space. I mean, lockdown with kids can't be fun. So that always, oh no, who's drilling? That always caused like a little bit of awkwardness I guess. Then I moved to the front garden, but then I always felt like a little bit on show and just exposed to the world, I guess. But now the park's actually back at back up and open, so I've really been loving going there and just picking a little spot by a tree with some shade, lying out in the sun, taking a smoothie with me, taking my book with me, listening to many a podcast, which I'll touch on later. But just getting out has felt really great, and actually the park's really close, so I always feel like I'm on some kind of holiday resort and I'm like going down to the pool or like to the sunbathing area. It's like my little resort I guess. But I've really been loving that, just getting out, and the sun just makes me so happy. It like really warms my soul, and it's been like 20 plus all week. Like I said, it's like 27 degrees today. I'm not sure how nice the weekend is going to be, but whilst the sun is here, I'm making the most of it. Obviously I live in England and London, so it's very hot, and we're not necessarily equipped to deal with that, like no aircon, none of that, but whilst it's here, I'm making the most of it. I know obviously this isn't something you can necessarily input into your life, your quarantine, your isolation, if the weather isn't nice, but I think even just getting out for a little bit, just going for a walk or just a drive if you want to, if the weather's really that bad, really does make a difference. Just like being around nature and what have you really helps with that kind of like mentality and just feeling good. My next tip branches off from that and is something you would have seen if you have been watching any of my like day vlogs or weekly vlogs, and it is going to the skate park with Christian. Now when he asks me to go to the skate park, I'm always a bit like, oh okay, just because it's not really for me, you know, it's more of Christian's thing, which I love doing with him, and I love the fact that quality time is so important to him. So I always go, and we always end up having so much fun. I always end up filming his like tricks and stunts and things, which tends to be like just a show reel of him like falling, but it's very good entertainment and is a lot of fun and lets me get involved and kind of be interested in something he's interested in. So kind of, I don't know, emphasizing that kind of shared hobby, I guess, shared very briefly hobby, is something that we've really been enjoying doing. Just like spending some time together, just the two of us, for like an hour or so a day, has just been really, really lovely, and is slowly becoming one of the things that I actually look forward to during my day. And like today, I may not go to the skate park with him, but he came down to the park with me. Just little things that you can do for one another if you're isolating with someone else, and just kind of paying an interest in their hobby, I guess, has just really helped us during this lockdown, given us something else to talk about, and it's now become one of my very favourite things. My next little segment of this video is just going to be chatting about Netflix for a little bit, because who doesn't love a good Netflix binge every now and then? And I've really been loving some of the recent shows they've been putting out. My first recommendation is not so recent, but it is The Crown. Now, as obviously a Brit myself, I freaking love the royal family, and just learning about like the history of England, because it's all based on like real life situations. Obviously the dialogue and things has been created, they don't know what the Queen necessarily said or what have you, so it's a bit more like dramatized, I guess. But the show is really interesting, and it's actually the first show I've had in a long time where I don't want to be on my phone whilst I'm watching it, because I'll miss something and I don't know what's going on. So that's been really, really fun to watch, and I've now finished all 3 seasons I think they have at the moment, waiting for the next one, please Lord. But it's been really, really good. So if you are looking for a new Netflix show, maybe something that you have to be a little bit more tuned on to watch, maybe something that's not just like a reality or show or something, which I also really love, but just something that's a bit more gripping, I guess, I would definitely recommend The Crown. It's also a great one to watch with like your parents and stuff, because my mum's also a big fan of it, so through the ages, that one. Then my newest obsession, actually my second newest obsession, has been Hollywood. I binged that show in 2 days. I just really freaking loved it. It's a bit dark and twisted at times, but the overall feel of it is super uplifting and warming and just feel good. And I'm obsessed with that whole era anyway, like the fashion, the music. I freaking love it. It's set obviously in Hollywood in like the 1950s, I want to say, maybe 40s, and it's all about people who would go there to become actors, to try and get their moment in the spotlight, I guess, and kind of their struggles. But yeah, I won't say any more than that because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. It's pretty damn good. I would highly recommend. I'd give it 10 out of 10. It's only like 8 episodes, and I think they're like 40 minutes or so, so it's not a very long season, I guess, but would really, really recommend. I've also been loving Never Have I Ever. If you do want something just like fun, easy, girly to watch, that has been a really good one. And now I think I'm a bit late to the party, but I'm actually watching Insatiable at the moment, which is getting weirder and weirder by the episode. I'm now on season 2. Season 1 was very, very good, and again it's just fun, girly, very like high drama. But sometimes, you know, a girl just needs that in her life. A little bit of Netflix binging never hurt anyone. A little bit of online virtual TV drama never hurt anyone. So yeah, I've really been enjoying those. My next recommendation is a book, and it's actually a book I have spoken about before in a vlog, but it's one you can download online for free, so I thought it'd be a good one to mention. And it is called The Rhythms of Life by Matthew someone, I'll put his name on screen. But it's all about just being the best version of yourself, which I find really useful to read at this kind of time when you can be practicing different hobbies and improving yourself and just taking a little bit more time for self-care and things like that. Reading that kind of reflective book I find really helpful, and just a nice way to take up some of my time, which kind of makes me think rather than just getting like having the escapism, I guess, of a fictional book. In this kind of like self-help book, I guess, it can be way more personal and kind of reflective and really make you think, which is nice, but especially when you have all of this time off where you can put a little bit more effort here and there into like what you eat or the way you think or your habits or different things like that, I guess. Just really, really interesting and really highly would recommend. Again, you can download it for free. I'm just highlighting it on a PDF on my laptop, which is really great fun and just very easy to read then and now and whenever you have a spare few minutes. The next thing I've been obsessed with, and I actually had one today, and it is smoothies. Now, I used to have smoothies when I was doing like detoxing, and other than that I would never really have any smoothies, especially during like winter and like just British weather. It doesn't really call for smoothies. But recently, as I've said, the weather's got better, and so has my smoothie game. I've been making so many smoothies. I usually have one for like breakfast slash lunch, I guess, and I'm just freaking loving them. Like, I use bananas, use mixed like red fruit, I do peanut butter in it. That was a game changer. I also add spinach and things like that and some almond milk and stuff, but honestly adding the peanut butter made it go from like healthy smoothie to like ice cream. Now, I don't add a lot of peanut butter. I'm talking like half a tablespoon. I also add some like Greek yogurt or natural yogurt, and it just gives it this super creamy, like rich deliciousness. I'm not sure if it's because when I was a kid I used to have vanilla ice cream with peanut butter and I would like mix it in, so I don't know if the peanut butter for me is just like nostalgic of that, which reminds me of ice cream. I don't know what it is, but I'm really liking it because it feels super unhealthy, but it's super not, which who doesn't love that, honestly? So yeah, that has been a huge fascination for me, huge improvement in my diet, huge love of recent, I suppose. There is a fly. He's gone. Bye. The next thing you can all guess, I'm sure, is just mum shorts or mum jeans. Sat at home, I don't necessarily like to wear gym leggings. I definitely went through that phase, do not get me wrong, for like the first 3 weeks or so I was just wearing gym leggings. But now I like to wear denim. I don't know why, I just feel a bit more put together, a bit more like myself and ready to tackle the day, a bit more productive, I guess. But I ain't about to sit around wearing skinny jeans. No, no, no. I like mum jeans. They let you breathe. They let you like bulge a little, I suppose. I don't know what the right word for it is, but they're just so comfy. And I have some from H&M which I've had for a really long time, which I freaking love. And I also have some mum shorts from ASOS which I also wear all the time. But they're just things that ultimately bring me joy. They make picking out my outfit super easy. I feel cute in that outfit, I feel comfortable in that outfit, and I think having an outfit you feel good in, you think you look good in, and to you look good in, you feel good in, and it's just comfortable and practical for whatever kind of day you're trying to have, really just elevates your mood, elevates your day, and makes your day that much more successful. I know it sounds so stupid and minute and simple, but it's been fab and I've really been loving it. So if there is an item in your wardrobe that you feel like that, you know that when you wear that top you feel really cute, or when you wear that skirt you feel like $1,000,000, wear it a bit more often, because when I like my outfit I'm just a nicer human, let's face it. So that's been one of my current favourites. Branching off of the jeans, segueing into Depop. Now this has been my newest favourite and I'm considering deleting the app. Now let me tell you why. I downloaded the app maybe a week ago now. I haven't been on the app in the last 2 days because within like the 3 or 4 days that I had it, I spent like 50 quid. Which I know to some people isn't a lot, but for me personally, I'm not buying any new items this year. I'm only buying second hand, hence the use of Depop, which is a great place to buy secondhand items. I never used it before. I don't know why, I just couldn't get into it. I didn't really like it. I thought it was all like people trying to sell like knockoff designer stuff and things, but it's really not, and you can get some really fab pieces. Like I have enough, I could do a haul if you guys wanted it, but I'm really trying not to encourage the splurging, I guess. But yeah, I had it the first day, I bought 3 items. Day 2 I bought another 3 items. Day 3 I bought 2 items I think, and they were like more expensive items. Don't get me wrong, I have never spent more than £10, more than £9 on an item I think, and they've all come, and they're, or not all of them actually, most of them have come and they're all in fab condition, and I'm so pleased. Like they're things that I've really wanted for a really long time, and I'm definitely going to be using Depop more, especially if there's a specific item, like, you know, the Zara bodysuits, like really simple ones. I really want one of those. They sell them quite often on Depop, but never in my size or the right colour and things like that. But it's just been an app which I'm really loving. I think it's a really great service now that we're not being able to go to the charity shops and things like that, especially if you are looking to only buy second hand. Obviously the charity shops are a bit cheaper, but Depop has a filter for price, so I've just put my price at like £12 I think, and then it won't show me anything that's more than that, which is great. You do have to remember that postage is on top of that, and obviously with the postal service at the moment and people like having to go to the post office to send your items, everything like that, just be safe and don't get too annoyed if your parcel takes an extra week, or have you like be quite understanding with it, because obviously these people have to package them themselves and they're just like you and me, anyone can sell on Depop. But I've really been loving it, but I am gonna have to delete the app because I am spending too much money far too quickly and I'm getting a little bit obsessed. My next thing is a thing that I can actually show you, and it is bio oil. Now I always had the opinion that bio oil was like for old people or like mums and things like that, because I always thought it was like for like pregnant bellies and stretch marks and things. But I bought this a while ago. Oh, I think my mum bought it for me a while ago, because I always had really dry patches on my elbows, and this is great for really dehydrated skin, because I had eczema and everything like that. That has since cleared up. But since washing our hands so much, my hands have become very dry, and I think I've actually got some eczema on my middle finger, which is a really weird place to have it. Don't quite know what's going on, but this has been a huge lifesaver. And I've also noticed while sunbathing, being in the sun, that I actually have some stretch marks on my inner thighs, which I've never noticed before. I'm 22. I'm not sure if they're new. I don't think I've grown, but I've just never noticed them before. So I've also been applying it to that. You have to use it twice a day for 3 months. So obviously I haven't found any, what do you call them, improvements as of yet, any noticeable improvements as of yet. But like I said, they're very recently discovered. But my dry skin, on the other hand, has been a huge improvement, and it's just so easy to slap on, and it looks really cute. But it says you can use it for scars, stretch marks, uneven skin tones, aging skin, and dehydrated skin. So just kind of an all-round good oil to have. I know you can use like coconut oil and things like that, but this has just been my favourite go-to at the moment. My next thing is another item, like materialistic item, and I'm so freaking obsessed with them, and it is these trainers. Now these are the Fila Disruptor 2s. I'm sorry if they're a bit grim because I've been wearing them every day. I was always a trainer sneaker person. Like I always had like Converse. I had Converse for a very long time. Then as I was a uni student and had like no money, I would buy Primark white sneakers for like £10, and I would make them last like a good 8 months until they were yellow and holey and not very nice. Then I splurged and bought some Nike Air Force Ones. I don't know why I'm telling you the history of my trainers, but I feel like it's important. I bought some Nike Air Force Ones whilst everyone else in the world had them. They were like so popular, as I think these are. But that kind of got me into the chunky trainer kind of vibe, because I had like the thicker sole, the chunky sole ones, and I was obsessed with those. Wore them so much. Again, went yellow, got holes in. I probably had them for like a year and a half, and now I have these, and I'm so excited. These are the ultimate chunky dad trainer. Like 2 years ago I would have looked at this and been like, that is ugly. Now I look at it and it makes my soul oh so happy. I've had these for maybe a month now. My mum actually bought them for me for a graduation present, and I got them on offer for £40, which I thought was such a good deal. And yeah, I've just been wearing them with everything: shorts, skirts, mum jeans, everything in between. I don't know what else to say about them. I just freaking love them. They're super comfy. I made the mistake of wearing them with black socks, and now they have like, I don't know if you can see, they have like black fluff all on the inside, which isn't so cute, but no one's going to see the inside because they're going to be on my feet. But if you are looking for a new trainer, or you just want to expand your shoe collection, or just branch out in your style a little bit, this was definitely out of my comfort zone, and it definitely took me some time to get used to. Like, it felt like I was walking around with blocks on my feet for a little bit, but now I'm obsessed. The next thing I touched on very briefly, and it is podcasts. There have been some great podcasts out and about, and I've been a dedicated listener for a good while now, but especially whilst in quarantine or isolation. Sunbathing, I need a podcast. I'm sorry, I just do. I've really been enjoying the What We Said podcast. I've talked about it a lot. I even have their merch, which is the hoodie that I wear like in the majority of my vlogs. But they've been really on it recently in their lockdown, and they've been doing bonus episodes and everything like that, which has made me so happy. And it honestly feels like I'm getting that kind of, I feel like I'm listening to podcasts to get the kind of girl interaction, to like feel like I'm hanging out with the girls or having a glass of wine with the girls, just having that kind of like sleepover talk kind of vibe going on, I guess, just for entertainment. I suppose it's really been comforting and really lovely, and just helps me get that little fix of girl time. And I've also really been enjoying Acting My Age by Rahini Elise. She's also a YouTuber, and she has just started her podcast. I think she's got 3 episodes out. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. I don't know if it's just because her as like an, I say a person, I don't know her personally, but her as an influencer or YouTuber or Instagram or whatever is just like, I feel like she's my soulmate, like just my spirit animal. I don't really know, but I've been freaking loving her podcasts. They're very like, they vary in variety, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. Like, she had one on skincare, she had one on like finances, and she had one on like embarrassing stories that her fans sent in. So they're all very different, and obviously her topic is acting my age, and we're a very similar age. She might even be the same age as me, or like 1 year younger. So yeah, I've really been enjoying them. I can really relate to them, and they're just filling that girl void in my soul, and I'm just so happy that she started a podcast, and I'm a huge fan. My next podcast that I just wanted to give a shout out to is a little bit different, but it is the Skinny Confidential. I'm sure you all know of it. The Him and Her podcast with Lauren and Michael. I freaking love it. They have so much good like advice, like motivation, productivity, stoicism, the law of attraction, like all of these different kinds of things, which just really make you think and evaluate and kind of kickstart your day on the right foot, which I really enjoy. And they're so freaking sassy. I love it. So I'm sure you already know that one, but if you didn't, that's also a really good one to check out, and one I've been listening to for probably months now, but I just wanted to plug it in here because I've definitely been listening to it way more frequently now that we're in lockdown. My last tip is one that I hope you are all doing as well, and it is just pamper nights or self-care nights. I've never looked after myself so well, in all honesty. Like, I was always the girl to sleep in my makeup, to shower every other day, to just be a grub in life, I suppose. But recently my shower game has changed, my bath game has elevated to a whole new level. My skincare regime, never had a skincare regime before, that's up to its level as well, and I'm just really freaking loving like putting on a face mask, having a bath, having a glass of wine, watching a Tom Hanks movie, lighting some candles, having some peppermint tea. Oh, I just love it, and I know it's something that I may struggle to carry on after lockdown with like jobs and things like that. I may not have the time to do it as well as I have been doing it, but it's definitely something I want to keep carrying on. Not only does it give you something to do, like if you set aside an afternoon or an evening for a self-care evening, you can make that last for hours, and that is a fun time, let me tell you. But it's just something that I could even do for like 20 minutes here or there, and it's just something that really makes me feel good and makes me feel like I'm taking care of myself, and that, I don't know, I just kind of feel like a new person afterwards. Like I've had a little bit of a reset, a little bit of a chill one, a little bit of self-care, and I feel like a whole new person afterwards, and I'm like ready to tackle on the next week or what have you. But yeah, it's just something that I really hope you're doing as well, just taking a little bit of time to care for yourself. And if you're not doing it, I would hugely recommend that you implement it. Even if you do it on like Zoom or FaceTime with your girlfriends and have a glass of wine and a face mask and things like that, make it like a pamper sleepover if you want. It's just so fun, and I get if that's not your thing, that's absolutely fine, but it was never my thing. Like skincare, all of that jazz, I couldn't care less, to be honest. But recently I've just been really loving taking that little bit of extra time just for me, just to have my own little bubble of pampering, I suppose. But yeah, that is all of my current favourites, which I have been absolutely loving and are making me feel just so joyful of recently, and just so grateful for the things that I can do and the things that I do have, which I think is really important to focus on. But if you have any current favourites or things you would like to recommend to me, please leave them down below, because I'm always up for a new current favourite or recommendation. And if you have made it this far and dealt with all the noise, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry, but Britain, the UK, when it gets to weather like this, goes a little bit crazy, and you have to just embrace it, you know? So if you have enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe down below, because I'm currently posting 3 videos a week. So if you're bored, sat at home looking for some more content, please hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you very soon.